Hey everyone, it's Emily. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a punch needle pillow. Let's get on with the video. You want to start out by cutting out a piece of monk's cloth that is 2 or more inches larger than what you want your pillow to be. Then you want to measure and draw out a border that measures about 2 or more inches on all sides of the monk's cloth. The size of the monk's cloth and the border will depend on what frame you're using. After you're done creating the border, you want to draw out your design with a pencil, and if you want, you can go back over it with a pen. I decided to make a night sky design with a moon and clouds, but you can create whatever you would like. When you're done drawing your design, you want to put the monk's cloth in a frame. I used 2 different sizes of embroidery hoops because that's what I had to use as a frame, but you can use whatever you would like. Now to thread your punch needle, you want to follow the instructions for your punch needle. My punch needle had this metal wire, and I ran the folded part through the hole of the needle. Then I pushed it through to get to the other side of the punch needle. Then I ran the yarn through the wire and pulled the wire through the hole that's on the needle. Before you start, you want to shorten the yarn that's on the needle so there's only about 2 inches out of the needle. Now you can put the needle on the monk's cloth and punch through it. Then you want to flip it to the other side and pull the yarn out. Then you want to pull the needle out of the monk's cloth and make sure you don't pull it out too far because you want it close to the cloth. After you pull the needle out, you want to move 1/4 of an inch with the hole of the needle facing the way you want to go and punch another hole. Then you want to pull it out again, and there should be a loop on the other side. All you have to do now is keep repeating all the same steps until you're done with that section. You do want to make sure you keep the hole of the needle at the direction you want to go, and you can go in any direction that you want. Also make sure you keep pulling the yarn out from your ball of yarn so you don't accidentally pull out loops. If you do mess up, all you have to do is adjust the yarn back into place on the punch needle. Before you're finished with one section, you want to punch the yarn through one last time, and you want to leave the needle there. Then you want to flip it over and pull the yarn from the needle and cut it. Then you can pull the needle out, and you want to leave the other half of the yarn that you just cut next to the loops. After you're done cutting the yarn, you're ready to go on to the next section, and you want to follow all the same steps. When you're ready to go to the next color, you can take the yarn out of the needle and put the new color of yarn in the needle. Then you can repeat all the same steps until you're done with your design. When you're done with your design, you want to flip to the front and trim the yarn. After you're done trimming the yarn, you can take a piece of fabric that's the same size as the monk's cloth, and you want to put the front side of the fabric over the front of the design. Then you can pin the fabric together. Now to sew it, you want to place it with the fabric facing up underneath of a sewing machine's foot, and you want to make sure the foot is right next to the edge of the design. Then you can put the foot down and sew a back stitch first. Then you can sew it, and you can take the pins out as you go. Now when you get to a corner, you want to keep the needle in the fabric and lift up the foot. Then you want to rotate the fabric. After you rotate the fabric, you want to put the foot back down and continue sewing. Make sure you leave a place for the opening and make sure it's large enough for your design to go through it. Also make sure the stitches are not too big because you will see the thread. When you're done sewing, you can make a back stitch and trim the thread. The next thing you want to do is that you want to cut each corner at an angle and trim off the extra monk's cloth and fabric. You want to keep a border of the monk's cloth and fabric left around the thread at about 1 inch. After you're done, you want to flip the pillow inside out and be careful not to pull out the loops. When you're done flipping the pillow inside out, you can cut the loops if they got stuck in the thread. Then you want to stuff the pillow with pillow stuffing. Now when you're done stuffing the pillow, you're ready to sew the opening shut. You want to start by running thread through a needle, and you want to tie both ends of the thread together in a knot. Then you want to fold both sides of the opening inside of the pillow. Then you want to run the needle and the thread through the edge of the inside of the fabric that's on the back, so the knot will be inside of the pillow. Then you want to run the needle on the edge of the monk's cloth and pull the thread through. Then you want to go back to the fabric on the back and pull the thread so it closes the stitches. All you have to do now is that you want to keep repeating the same steps until you have the opening shut. And make sure you keep the stitches aligned on each side or you'll run out of fabric. Also, if you need to, you can stuff the pillow a little bit more before completely sewing it shut. Once you got to the end of the opening, you want to run the needle through the fabric and make sure you leave a loop with the thread. Then you want to run the needle through the loop and pull the needle. Then you want to do this again to create a knot. When you're done creating the knot, you want to cut the thread. The last thing you can do is take your punch needle and separate the different colors of yarn, but this is an optional step. Then you're all done. And that's how you make a punch needle pillow. In the comments down below, let me know what you think about this DIY, and if you like this video, subscribe to see more videos. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!